Right to a channel of light fluid. Well, seeing this group means it can only be Burrows. We are returning to Ken's route here. And this might be a slightly longer video, so let's get into it. Just kiss him. Something about his eyes, like I knew him. Let it happen. This has to be a dream, but it feels so real. Is that Dakota kissing me? Deeper. The agent? Deeper. Who is this? No, I don't know. I mean, I've lost myself. How can this feel so damn real? Cult? When the fuck did this happen? I tucked myself in too tight. I can't move my arms. He just keeps going at it too. He has to be drunk. This isn't right. Cole, stop. Huh? Sorry. Hit. I hear the jingle of a bell as I catch Ken scrambling to pull his pants up. How long was he? Come on! He struggles to close the buckle around his crotch. Was he? I can focus too hard on that. Colt pushed himself off me and rolls onto the floor, pulling the sheets off the bed. Can someone please tell me what the fuck is going on? Ken grabs his jacket and storms out with a huff. Colt, get up. Hey. Are you sobered up? I think so. You drank too much. You weren't acting right. Huh? I throw the covers off and readjust my clothes, feeling some wet patches on my neck as well. Do you remember what we just did? Well, yeah, I think. It kinda came on to me. I was asleep. I know, it just happened. I'm not mad. You're not? Oh God. Was Ken actually right about something for once? My thoughts get interrupted by a rap of knuckles against the door. If you two are done, Jesse's back. Jess, finally. He hops to his feet like nothing had happened, throwing his clothes back on. Hey. What, Gray? Was that really okay? He sighs, looking towards the door. We can talk about it later. Right now I need to check on Jesse. Right. We fix ourselves and head into the common room. Jesse sitting on the couch, feet propped up on the coffee table. Ken sits on the opposite wall with a lit cigarette hanging from his lips. Howdy. Good to see you again, Jess. You're gone a long ass time. Did something happen? He just got back. Let him take a breather. That's all right, Colt. He's entitled to some questions about his lady. He fishes some papers out of his pocket, slide them across the table in Ken's direction. Here's the receipt for repairs, paint job and tune-up. Your bike's going to run you $50. The room spins for a second upon hearing that astronomical number. 50? Eesh, that's steep for just one bike. Steep? That's a down payment on an estate. You went to Johnny's, right? They're the only mechanic in town that does bikes. Jesse nods. Yeah, but I gotta tell you something, Cat. There are wanted posters with your face on it all across the town. Huh? What? We're travelling with a wanted man? We all shush Colt and let Jesse continue. Seems you and Johnny have some good blood between you all. Said anyone's got to report a stolen bike and claim the reward money. I almost solid then. Well, on that, Cat, you told me what they're saying you did. And I'm telling you, after what you did to that fox, I'm leaning towards their side right now. I can't blame you, I guess. But you didn't turn me in either. He nods towards me. He'd never let me live it down if I did. Plus, us bikers have to look out for each other. Rotten or not. They start growling at each other again and I get between them. Look, there's no point in fighting over this. You only have to stay until the repairs are finished, right? Says you'll take 3 days minimum. There's no way you can afford to stay in a room this nice for that long, right? On top of those repair fees. Relax, I have it. What? I mean, saving what little I have for an emergency. I'll have enough for us to stay for a week if need be. Why do you do? Rob a bank when I was gone? Just cool it. He crosses his arms, scowling at Ken. I respect your feelings, Grace, so please, respect mine. Fine, just stay away from each other. We have our own rooms. We're rooming together again. We'll figure it out. Oh, shit. What? I moved to whisper in his ear. Frank is here. Bartender told me he's a regular. I have to be careful. Fuck. Told you we should have bailed. I don't think it would matter where we went. By the way, just now, were you... You trying to die? We're interrupted by the two coughing to get our attention. You two keeping secrets now? Adam, it's none of our... A knock at the door. We all stare in silence, waiting for something to happen. Maybe if you're all really quiet, they'll just go away. Nope. I'll get it. Colt grabs my arm, giving me a concerned look before letting me go. Hello? A tiny shrew gentleman wearing the lodge's attire is standing at the door holding a piece of paper out towards me. Mr. Julian. I'm here to inform you and your guests that our complimentary after-dinner show will be starting in 5 minutes. Julian? Here's that name again. If you may, please make your way to the main dining hall and take a seat. The performance will begin shortly. He bows before turning to leave, chuckling to himself. Oh, it's a pleasure to have you, sir. What the hell was that? I have no idea. I feel like someone was expecting me. You think it's a trap? Almost everyone staying here is in on it. Actually... Well, that's impossible. It's got to be some mistake. That fellow is old as dirt. Pot, kettle, black. I don't know about you all, but I could use some entertainment. Let's give it a shot. Just watch from the stairs. They're not after the rest of us. I'm kind of excited. Wonder what kind of act it'll be. I saw a band set up on the way in. Guess there'll be live music. Oh, come on guys, let's go and get a good seat. What? The crowd? He rushes out of the door. Me and Jesse look at each other and shrug, chuckling morbidly. When in Rome? Alright, you pulled my leg. Come on then. We file into the dining hall, grabbing some tables by the front. I see a couple of familiar faces, but none take any notice of our group. Everyone is transfixed by the empty stage, eyes wide in anticipation. Not too long after, the band approaches the stage and the crowd preemptively claps. Guests of the Salty Dog, ladies and gents, please put your hands together for the incomparable Lady Sloane and the First Mates. She's come a long way from the Big Easy just to perform for us, so whether you're a world-weary office drone or the salt of the earth, let her soothe your woes with her gentle voice. Colt bumps my elbow at the mention of New Orleans, and I smile awkwardly. It's too loud for me to hear if he's saying something to me. Lights hit the stage, illuminating only an empty microphone. Without any further ado, Sloane! An albino skunk steps out of the shadows and gently grabs the mic, waiting for a cue. She looks so familiar. This is wrong. The way she's looking at me. I'm not supposed to be here. She can feel it. She's calling out for a me that doesn't exist. God, help me. She exits the stage as the musicians start to gather their equipment. The crowd still buzzes with murmurs of excitement long after the performance has ended. Was I just imagining things? No. She looked too much like... Wow, what a show! I jump, a squeaky yet comfortably familiar voice piercing through the fog. Yeah, she's really good. I say, I wasn't expecting such a quality act from a little town like this. I can see why this place is crawling with critters every night. The group starts setting up on the stage, playing some light dinner music as the guests resume their conversations. I scan the crowd, but it's too dim to make out any familiar faces. Colt keeps giggling to himself, humming the song over and over. Say, were you that woman already acquainted, son? No. I mean, why do you ask? He scratches his head and looks at Colt, who shrugs. Just She sort of looked right at you at the end. Like she was singing to you specifically. So it wasn't just me. It's hard to explain. I just got the feeling we'd met before, that's all. But you just said you hadn't. I don't want to get into it right now, okay? I need time to think. I suddenly feel dizzy and Jessie holds me steady. Hey, you feeling okay? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. He reaches for me, but Jessie brushes his hand away, shaking his head. You don't gotta tell us anything, it's a private matter. Let's move you back to our room, okay? I nod, unsure if I'll be able to sleep with all these thoughts racing through my head. Well then, you're a sight for sore eyes. A gravelly voice stops me dead in my tracks. Fuck, it's him again. Glad you made it in one piece, boss. It's dangerous around these parts. He tips his hat towards Colt and Jessie, smirking deviously. We never know what kind of delinquents might be lurking around the corner. Pardon? The husky chuckles under his breath, taking off his shades to give us a once-over. Apologies. Because we haven't been introduced. You can call me Frank. He flicks his badge. Officer Frank. And you're? Colt gulps as Jessie moves in between them, puffing out his chest. My name's Jessie. The other one's Colt. Let's go to the possum here on his request. Frank's eyebrows shoot up. He shakes his head, seemingly betrayed. Grey. And offered you a safe ride, too. Did your mum ever teach you how to talk to strangers? Didn't yours ever teach you how to judge a book by its cover? We're not gangsters, officer. Strange. Don't recall accusing you all of any such thing. The rodent does protest too much, methinks. Mr. Lid. The two start growling at each other and Jessie pushes Colt away, taking a deep breath before replying. Listen, mister. We're not here to do anyone any harm. I can show the license registration of our vehicles. They're parked out front. ID says Texas, the plates say Cali, see? He whips out his wallet. Frank takes the bait, grumbling as he scans over the tiny plastic card. Now, I don't know what personal grievances you have against bikers. We're both probably registered with the Los Angeles Motor Club. I can write down their number if you need to check. There's no need. It checks out. He hands Jessie's ID back. Colt sticks his tongue out of Frank's, secretly flipping the bird while still mostly obscured by the broad auto. Well, I say you're the company you choose, great. Still glad you took my recommendation to heart. Yeah, it's a nice place, alright. How long y'all staying? I'd love to compare rooms. Group as big as yours, I reckon you got one of them executive suites, yeah? Third floor? Really not in the mood to get cross-examined. Like every word we say, this guy's just building up his case against Colt and Jessie. Not to mention Ken's still at large. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty tired. I was just headed to bed, so... He nods, putting out a notepad to write something down. Bastard. I understand. Rest as a body could. Oh, but before you go, I noticed your ultimate old lady. Huh? He whistles at the person sitting behind him. The fox jumps, and in the middle of shoving fistfuls of chips and salsa down a gullet. Oh, Babette! Come here, darling. One moment here. The free refills on chips are still valid for another 3 minutes. Wait a minute. That voice. Why'd you pick her up at? That precious little thing was looking for a ride to town a few miles back. Said her boyfriend dumped her and left her fend for herself. Just finishing my last patrol and found her moments from collapsing. Can you believe anyone abandoned such a precious creature? Didn't you just lay into us for picking up Grey? It ain't worth it, Colt. The fox punctuates the end of a meal with a long burp before demurely patting her mouth with the edge of the tablecloth. I'm coming, dear. She stands up and her height is immediately apparent, almost eclipsing Frank with the length of her ears alone. I feel like I've seen them before. And that forced falsetto, the jaunty hips. Gray? Jean? His hand shushes me if I can blow his cover. Frank cocks his head curiously. Hold up. What the hell is Jean? You didn't. Shut the fuck up, shh. He regains his composure and swings around, batting his eyelashes coyly at the confused canine. No, this is just an old colleague of mine. Jean was my old modelling name, you see. Oh, of course. Silly me. What an esteemed career my little lady's had. First journalism school and now modelling. Why do you find the time? Oh, you know me. Always on the go. You didn't you? He stares daggers at me, making a throat-cutting motion. Actually, I think I'd like to take some time to catch up with my dear old friend. Why don't you head to our room and run a bath for us, sweetums? He rubs his knee against Frank's inner thigh and his tail starts wagging. Anything for you, sugar. He tipped his hat at us before throwing a handful of bills on the table and scurrying towards the stairs. You're disgusted, you know that? I'm fabulous. Someone you know, Gray? Ooh, who's the tall drink of seawater? Looks like you've been busy as well, lover boy. I fucking swear to God. I try to compose myself and lean to discreetly whisper to the other two. Sorry, I like some privacy right now. Can you all head up to the room and make sure Ken isn't ruining this place? I guess. Alright, I'll see you back in 10 minutes or I'll come looking for you, okay? Something ain't right about that Frank fella. I nod and shoo them away, preparing to face my greatest adversary yet. Okay, I have so many questions. As do I. Like, how did a home little thing like you manage to snag two handsome fellows while I got stuck with the one big gumshoe? Are you fucking serious? Does it ever turn off? Are you always like this? Medical science has yet to find an answer. Regardless, I can fill you in on what I know. He explains coming to our apartment, finding a note, going to confront Charles but finding Virgil instead, and ultimately ending up a few miles away from town. And then there I was, standing in the field in the middle of who knows where. First I thought I'd been kidnapped by mobsters. Then I remembered I already paid them off for the month. Uh-huh. Once after making sure I still had both my kidneys, I came across a little house. A woman was hanging laundry on the wire, and it was then I knew I must have been sent to Oz. How so? He gestures to his outfit. Have you seen how garishly the women here dress? Where's the elegance, the grace? You don't possess either of those qualities. Anyway, I knew I needed to put together a look to hitchhike my way to town, so I borrowed some things once your back was turned, and voila! He does a twirl, his dress coiling around his legs like a movie star. That's impressive considering you threw it together on the spot, so I'll give you that. Oh, the cover of night is a lot of work for girls like me. Thankfully, Frank opted for the lover suite, so I'll only be seen by candlelight during the deed. The deed? Jean, please tell me you... He closes the distance between us, those golden irises burning with anger. You don't get to tell me how I live my life, Flipweed. Did you forget why I put myself through this in the first place? His grip around my wrist tightens and I wince. When you signed the lease, you entered into a covenant with both me and the bank. If you don't pay the rent, where do you think the money for the property taxes comes from? You could have done things properly. We could have worked out an agreement, but now... I pull my hand free and he looks me up and down, shaking his head in disgust. And now, it's personal. You're insane. Now you're trapped here with me all because of your stupid greed. You're trapped, you say? You don't exactly seem like you're trying to escape. Yeah. What? Did you fall for those two messing the queer? And now you're fine and dandy staying here? No, it's not like that. There's another person, Ken. He needs my help. Oh, that does it. He gets 3 men and doesn't pay his rent. Quelle vie cruelle. Jean, can you listen to me for 60 seconds without interjecting? I'll try. Virgil is dangerous. He has powers that are beyond my understanding. He sent me from New Orleans to Texas, then from Oklahoma to North Dakota, all within a 48-hour time period. He's keeping us here by making the roads loop back into themselves. Whatever he told you is probably a lie, and he's probably watching us right now. So instead of worrying about me, you should be worrying about the situation you just got yourself into. He's finally quiet. John is used to living in a world where he's running the show, so he must feel pretty powerless right now. Gray, you saw her, right? The singer. I freeze. Yeah. That was supposed to be her, right? Simone. I don't know. But it wasn't quite her. She was older and had different fur. That voice was unmistakably Simone's. And maybe you're right. Something fucked up is happening here. That doesn't mean you're off the hook. Jean, you ran away again. Don't you remember what she said? That's what hurt the most. I don't need to hear this from you, of all people. I pull away and head towards the stairs. Gray, I'm not going anywhere till I get that rent, you hear me? If I have to bring you back to New Orleans kicking and screaming, I'll do it. Away behind me, too angry to turn back around. Like this story needed more complications. I knock on the door and wait for Ken to undo all of the locks, yawning into my hands. Welcome back, sleepyhead. You missed a great show. Yeah, clear just fine from here. I see Jesse and Colt sitting on the couch. They're waiting this whole time. Doesn't matter. That cop's on our trail now. We shouldn't leave the room till he checks out. What, you too? That asshole hasn't changed at all. Do you know him? Ken, we're all being scrutinised now. Could be good to share information. Save your breath, Gray. No one can trust each other, that much is clear. I'm not keeping anything from you, it's just hard to explain. We get it, trust us. He puts a hand on my shoulder. Making the effort to try is all we ask. We have to rely on each other. Thanks. I promise that tomorrow will be a better day. I just need to settle my thoughts. I cut myself off with another yawn and the group agrees to settle down for the night. So, where do you want me staying in, Gray? Huh? Oh, well. I look at Colt. It'll get the image of him kissing me out of my mind. It's just... I look at Ken, remembering what happened the last time we shared a room together. What? I think I'll sleep on the couch tonight. Oh, all right. There's a spare blanket in our room. I'll fetch it for you. Coward. Shut up. You have some explaining to do tomorrow, Cat. His fur bristles and he looks away bashfully. Oh, whatever. Ken darts into his room, slamming the door behind him. Serves him right. I kick off my shoes and collapse onto the plush sofa, angling the throw pillows to prop my head up so I don't snore. Cole puts up the fireplace. Coffins black smoke billows out of the pit. Jessie tosses Colt a knit blanket and he drapes it over me like a tablecloth. I can already feel myself slipping. Hey, I'm sorry about earlier. We'll talk about it tomorrow, okay? Okay. Good night, Gray. He doesn't finish. Turning off the lights while scurrying back to his room. What a little spaz. Maybe Jean's right to be jealous of me. That freak's probably getting railed by Frank right now. Probably got him drunk enough he won't notice Jean's little secret. Part of me is jealous. Already got over my straight guy phase. No dick is worth dying for. And Ken. Did he really get hot and bothered watching me and Colt kiss? Or did I misread the whole situation? Is Ken actually gay? Is that why he's so outwardly homophobic, to put up a front? If that's true, what are the odds of Colt and Jessie also being gay? Where are all these attractive queers back home? It's not fair. But if the agent was telling the truth, none of this is real anyway. Maybe Virgil is just trying to entice me. I don't want to believe what he said. I'll have to talk to him again. Tomorrow. I think about it often. Every time we go down by the lake. The transition from rocks, dirt and grass to tiny grains of sand. Millions and millions of particles slowly become new terrain. I'd always stop in my tracks when it felt like I was standing at the threshold between the two spaces. Treading into new territory frightened me. I remembered everything they told me. Thresholds are very powerful, sacred even. The final resting place where I'd be thrust into the sea. The waves will pull me in and the pressure will break my body down until I'm reduced to nothing. And then I return to the beach as grains of sand, my very being now forming the bedrock of this world. So instead, I stay in the in-between where it's safe. Even if people are scared of me. Because no matter how painful this kind of existence is, I'm too scared of what's waiting for me beneath those dark waves to go further. What is that? Something standing on the edge of the water. Too bright to tell, but I think it's a person. His head turns in time with mine. His thoughts, they aren't my own. I wake up, my head resting against something firm. Morning. I sit up. A crick in my neck sends a shiver up my spine. You're up early? Or is it actually the afternoon? He mounts a spoonful of cereal, pieces fine from his mouth as he replies to me. Oh, it's a morning. I guess we're in your schedule now. He says that last part with an accusatory tone. You mean a normal sleep cycle? Oh, how cruel of me. Why did you have to sit here to eat breakfast when there's two other sofas? I know. There's not the comfiest looking rug on it. Kinda dirty, though. He spreads his legs to bump my head with his knee again and giggles. Besides, I was hoping you'd get up soon. We have some serious stuff to go over. I sit up, rubbing my neck and smacking my lips. The smell of coffee wafting over the kitchen is starting to whet my appetite. Where's Cole and Jessie? Oh, the Hardy boys. They went downstairs to eat breakfast. I guess they didn't like what was in the pantry. Meanwhile, I've trained myself to be able to subsist on only a cup of water and hardtack, so I'm happy just to have cereal. Where did you get milk? Oh, don't worry about it. I'm going to worry about it. Anyway, if you want some, there's more in the kitchen. Or you can go eat with those dorks in the dining hall. Either way, I have to stay here. Yeah. There's still 2 days left until your bike is repaired, right? Yeah, not to mention the apparent wanted post of my mug all over town. You sure you won't go stir crazy all by yourself? Thanks for being alone, remember? Besides, I need time to organise all my theories about what's happening. He speaks in a flat tone, almost having to justify it to himself. It feels a little bad to let him stew all on his own. My stomach starts growling. Last night's meal already a distant memory. What should I do with the morning? Yeah, what are you still doing here? Zero sounds good. Besides, there's stuff we need to talk about without Jessie and Colt around. I like the way you think. By the way, there is no milk. Maybe water. Ken, what the fuck? I don't make do. What's the problem? This is by far the most insane thing I've seen you do. Shut up. I can go with a carton of milk. Just please promise you'll never do that again. It tastes fine. Just try it. He shoves a bowl of sludge my way and I crawl the other side of the couch. Oh my god, stop. I'm going to gag. He laughs at my outburst. Seriously, even college students eat a better diet than him. I'll eat it dry. What kind do they have? Cocoa Puffs. Huh? I've heard of a chocolate cereal before. We usually had cornflakes. What, are you challenged? Gonna be trusted with sugar? Breakfast is supposed to be healthy, right? He scoffs, patting his abs proudly. Breakfast is just packing enough salt, sugar and fat to get you through the morning without passing out. Nothing about it is healthy. But Mummy always said... Look, do you eat to live or live to eat? Yeah. I've honestly never thought about it before. Why does Ken know so much about nutrition if he eats like shit anyway? I guess I eat to live. I never know where my next meal will come from, so I'm happy with whatever. Bingo. Struggle is the key to growth, baby. Everything handed you just makes you fat and lazy. And? If you'd stayed rich, you'd be a possum-coloured ball of lard right now. Especially eating southern home cooking every day. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I could pull it off. He gives me a once-over and shrugs. Full of what? Your pants? Unlikely, fatty. I shrug off his comments and pour myself a bone-dry bowl of cereal. The chocolate flavour is nice, though slightly artificial tasting. Hey, it says here it turns the milk chocolatey. Weird. Didn't work with mine. Shut up. We silently eat our unhealthy breakfast together. I can tell Ken isn't used to being awake this early from his slow movements. Maybe he's cold-blooded after all. That usual aura of malice surrounding him seems to be at bay for now. Either he's too tired to put up a front or he's actually warmed up to me. I clear my throat, trying to initiate any sort of conversation. So, how'd you sleep? Oh, pretty well, I'd say. The couch is surprisingly comfortable. He bounces on it a few times and nods. Yeah, nicer than my bed. How expensive this room was, you think the mattress would be thicker? Maybe it is too bulky for a normal mattress. He grins, flexing his biceps for me. True, but I'd rather hear that from a chick. Any dreams? Yes, sort of. It's a weird one. Well, lay it on me. I scratch my head, trying to recall the already fading scene. I was walking on a beach. Someone was talking about turning to grains of sand. It was kind of morbid, to be honest. Didn't feel like it was me, though. Felt like I was watching someone else's dream. Ken? I jump as his spoon clatters the ground. His eyes are wide and unblinking. Ken? How did you... He shakes away something, batting his head with his palms like a feral animal. No, it's not your fault. I try to get close, but he moves away, ears flat against his head in shame. Stop. Tell me what's happening. I won't touch you, sorry. You said you have a lot to talk about, yeah? Let's start talking. I nod, unsure of what he's getting at. He turns to face me on his knees, looking downward like a scorned child. Right. So, we were talking about magic and crap the other day. I thought that was cool. Couldn't really tell if you were being honest with me or if you were just, I don't know, scared of me. I wouldn't blame you. I was definitely scared, but I told you the truth. I've had some strange experiences that can't be explained otherwise. Good. Keep that attitude going into this. He takes a deep breath and exhales through his nose. I can tell this is taking a toll on him. So sometimes when people touch me, I see things. What kinds of things? Images, words, memories, dreams. It takes me a second to register what he's saying. He rolls his eyes and tries to explain it more clearly. It's like whatever I'm thinking leaks out of my head, and if people get too close they can hear it. Private stuff. So that stuff in your dream was probably you were resting on my leg. Sorry. But we touched before, haven't we? What about when I was riding on your bike? He shakes his head and points to his chest. It doesn't work through clothes. It has to be skin to skin, fur to fur. Doesn't come up too often for me. So, I've seen your thoughts, your dreams. He sighs and gets up, going into the bedroom to grab something. He comes back with his journal, flipping through its pages until he finds what he's looking for. Look, I wrote this last night before I went to sleep. Sound familiar? I scanned it over. It's more or less the same as the voice that was speaking to me in the dream, only more concise. Wait, is this a poem? You write poetry? Can you focus on the point? Fuck. Anyway, this is one of the reasons I don't like getting too friendly with folks. Usually freaks people out when it happens. And then, sometimes I lose the memories after people see them. They get stolen from me. I know it sounds crazy, but... He holds his knees against his chest, curled up in a defensive ball. No, I believe you, Ken. It's actually kind of similar to something a friend of mine went through. Wait, really? Yeah, I briefly consider it my place to talk about Simone's business to a stranger, but I need to reassure him. My ex, Simone, she had sort of the opposite problem. She could feel everyone else's thoughts and desires, even when she didn't want to. Wait, you actually dated a woman? No shit. Anyway, everyone around her thought she was crazy, so she found a way to suppress it. The last we talked, she wasn't dealing with it anymore. Did she ever tell you how she got rid of it? Well, no. Nothing at all? He reaches to grab me but hesitates, dropping his hands on his lap instead. No, she's really private about that stuff. And I sort of lost the privilege to ask her about it. Oh. Oh. You messed up, huh? You have no idea. A little melancholy all of a sudden. He notices and drops the subject. Still, I'm sorry you have to go through that, Ken. I was glad you didn't see anything really embarrassing. Though, if I'd forgotten it, I guess it wouldn't really matter. They're your memories. Of course they matter. Even the bad ones. The ones that keep you up at night. If you forgot them, you'd make the same mistakes all over again. You'd forget what makes you, you. That's why I used to... I stop myself and he nods. Yeah, I get why people do what they do. We're all running from something. I want to stop running. I thought maybe saving you would... My voice trails off and we sit in silence for a while. Hey, about the other night. I know what you're thinking, and yeah, it's stupid to ask you to hold me that night. I don't know what possessed me. I was just so shocked by how much you trusted me that I opened up too fast. I wasn't thinking about the risks. I nod. I don't really have anything more to say about that night. Doesn't make up what happened though, I still feel terrible about it. Even if you did, I'm trying to move past it. Just stop bringing it up, okay? Deal. Well, I shared something fucked up. Your turn. Are we having a contest or something? Sheesh. I rack my brain to try and think of anything we haven't covered yet. Speaking of dreams, there's something that happened when I was a kid. I keep having the same dream over and over. For every night it would pick up from where the last one left off. Like a continuous narrative. Yeah. I called them Burrows back then. Whoa, who's it? Alright, you're all a fluent and coward down in the bayou. Anyway, they were fun for a while, but suddenly stopped one day. The day I found out my friend Sam had died. Not died. Killed himself. Same difference, he's gone. Oh, do you think it's connected somehow? I shake my head. I'd never talked to Sam about magic before. No, but I always had a suspicion that those dreams were more like memories. Kind of like what happened last night with your writing showing up in my head. Only those dreams more like someone reminiscing about their past. I have so many people who greet me by name, but I can't remember what it was. We'd gone on adventures together, do impossible things, fight horrible creatures. Still sounds like a kid's dream if you ask me. There's some stuff in there that a kid wouldn't know about. And I miss him so. Ken cocks his head in confusion and shake off the awkward subject. Maybe whatever's in me stopped wanting to remember after Sam was gone. I didn't feel like I deserved to be happy, even in my dreams. There was a promise. Something I broke, but I can't remember what. We were just kids, and I noticed my face is wet with tears and blocked them with my sleeve. Ken looks genuinely concerned. I don't like putting my baggage onto people. Let's stop for now. I don't think there's much to be gained by digging up our old dirt. Yeah, thanks for telling me that. It actually gave me some new insight on something I was working on. Really? Would you? He grabs his journal and trots back over to the bedroom. Can't say. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna write for a bit. I can't get these new ideas out of my head. He's beaming at me. This is a rare sighting. I'm gonna take a mental snapshot. Click. Huh? Stop being weird. Have fun writing, buddy. I never have fun. As a rule. See ya. What a goofball. I'm glad he's in high spirits after the conversation. Maybe he's more jaded than I am. I can't just bounce back after spilling my guts like that. I collapse back onto the couch and try to wipe away the rest of the pesky tears. I don't want him to think I'm weak forever. It goes for Virgil too. What does Ken think of me now, I wonder? A friend? A nuisance? A partner in crime? I can tell he's trying to be better for my sake. Didn't I follow him for the same reason? I checked the clock and see it's almost noon. Seems we spent the entire morning talking. It was nice to get that off my chest after so long. Simone was the only one I could ever talk to about that stuff. The image of that white skunk pops into my brain again and I shake it away. Yeah. I sit up. I can't lay here all day letting intrusive thoughts get to me. It's weird having so much free time. Not that I want it, but shouldn't Virgil be pushing me along by now? He hasn't shown up once since our first meeting. Is he just watching from the shadows? Watching me struggle to understand his game? It's so pathetic. I flip off the air in front of me, hoping he sees it. That'll show him. Shut up. Etienne always said the best way to piss someone off is to ignore them. Well, that's my goal for today. Right, it's 12:09. Should decide what to do with my afternoon. Well, we chatted with Ken and he wants to be left alone to write. Let's go and see what Colt and Jessie are up to. I head back down to the lobby and see the pair waiting by the front door. Colt's tail is wagging, clearly excited about their outing. Hey, ready to go? Well, glad you decided to join us. Yay! Come on, I grabbed a map. He opens a pamphlet that shows a rough layout of Wandering Pines. It's about what I expected. A town square, places the shop, restaurants, etc. It's pretty walkable, so let's leave the bikes here. Colt whines. Your legs are going to atrophy if all you do is sit on that bike. You know, I'm quite active. Yeah, actively avoiding exercise. Whatever, let's just go already. He bursts out the doors, almost tumbling down the short set of stairs. Me and Jessie chuckle. There's a silent understanding between us. We have to make the most of our time here. After these 2 days, something's going to happen. The other shoe will have to drop at some point. But for now, we're tourists. The salty dog seems to be sectioned off, requiring a few extra roads to be crossed for arriving in the town proper. Always found small-town America kind of bleak. The uniform rows of houses painted in bland colours, the puritanical judgment of your neighbours, the manicured lawns. I'm pleasantly surprised to see the buildings have at least been given a bold coat of navy blue. Everything else still checks out. I feel like we've driven through dozens of towns like this before I'd ever stop it. Yes, sir. My hometown wasn't much bigger than this. Same here. It's still depressing to be back in one. Let's at least give it a chance. They nod and we start exploring the main thoroughfare. We get a few stares from the locals. Well, Colt and Jessie do at least. Do you two really not own any other clothes? Right in the shade of my occupation, boss. This is what I'm comfortable wearing. Yeah, why should we change to make other people feel better? No, you're right. I'm sorry. So, this is where Ken grew up, huh? Kinda get why I became such a rebel. All the men walk around with pastel suits, smiling and nodding their hats to one another. The girls wear all white, giggling while reading magazines in the park. Everyone seems happy. But people like Frank, Michelle and Doc all live here too. I know there has to be a seedy underbelly hiding beneath the facade of perfection. What the heck is a malt shop? Now, something like the kids. Think of it like an ice cream parlour. Could go for something sweet. Colt shakes his head, gesturing to his outfit. No, we're not going to risk running into another group of bikers and starting trouble again. We'll wait outside. Really? Oh, sorry, I'm with cold. We shouldn't cause problems for locals. My arms droop and I march inside. Wonder if it's like this everywhere they go. The bell jingles as I enter. A lively conversation stops dead in its tracks as a group of teens turn to look at me. They're just staring. Oh god, they're whispering to each other. I can't do it. Huh? What happened? Nothing. Let's just keep looking around. I guess I never grew out of those childhood insecurities. Standing next to a bunch of kids makes me feel ancient by comparison. Jessie laughs and pats my back hard enough to knock the wind out of me. Guess we're along in their turf for ice cream. No. I'll find a way to get some. Ice cream's the only thing that keeps me sane sometimes. Just buy some from the grocery store. We'll have to be on our way home if you don't want it to melt. Huh? They don't sell ice cream at supermarkets. They definitely do so. Trust me, don't get this big eating carrot sticks. Amazing. Yes, let's do that. Hopefully such innovations find their way to the south someday. Eating ice cream in the comfort of my own home is a dream come true. Strange though. What is? Don't you think the energy here is completely different compared to the Salty Dog? This town seems so quiet and yet... Jessie nods. The dog is probably where they go to let loose. That's why it's not in the town itself. They'll go out to follow their precious roadhouse and turn up for church on Sunday like nothing happened. Saw her in Dallas plenty of times. Is that really such a bad thing? As long as they aren't hurting anyone, they all deserve a night to play around and have some fun. Jessie's tail brushes up against Colt's leg and his whiskers stand on end. Yeah, I guess I was a little judgy there. Sorry. I just find their judgment of us ironic, that's all. I ain't wishing nothing foul upon them. Oh, look, there's a cart selling Italian ices. Finally. We jog over and take a look at the available flavours. Cherry, please. A lemon for me. I'll take 1 scoop of lime and 1 scoop of pina colada. That'll be 15 cents. I almost choke on my food. Here's 30. Can you make change? I used all our nickels at breakfast. These guys really need to start carrying smaller amounts of money on them. Cole pays a laboral exorbitant fee and we sit on the park bench to enjoy a treat. I love the taste of artificial cherry syrup. This really brings me back. It's been a while since we stopped to smell the roses, Jess. The big otter nods, his belly shaking as he loosens his belt. Maybe we needed this after all. Life has a way of forcing you to slow down before you break. Like getting sick the night before a big event. Yeah, your body knows what's best for it. So if it's saying sit down and eat something sweet with your friends, do it. I'm in favour. As long as it doesn't throw us off course again. His ears lower and I remember just how badly affected these two were by Virgil's fuckery. Yeah, don't worry. We'll get back on course once Ken's able to. A piece of paper flying through the air gets caught on my leg. Cole grabs it and shakes his head. Let's not talk about that while we're in public, okay? Look. He flips the paper over. It's one of the wanted posters they mentioned last night. Yeah. We polish off our ices and enjoy the fresh spring air for a little while longer. I stretch and feel Jessie's strong arm behind me, acting as a headrest. Hope I'm not intruding. No, feels nice. Thanks. I lean back into his bristly arm. His fur is so dense, it feels like laying on wild grass. Maybe, even in this messed up world, I can feel at peace for a few minutes. Okay, what next? I glance up the hanging clock towards the middle of the park. It's still pretty early, but I don't want to leave Ken alone too long. We still have to check on Ken's bike, yeah? Oh, I almost forgot. They had some really nice jackets. Colt. I'm just saying. Maybe for Christmas. But right now we're strapped for cash. Yeah, let's go already. I like your jacket. Don't getting it for me. We follow Jessie through a few winding streets and reach a stretch of auto repair shops on the south side of town. I hear Italian opera playing from radios as we pass by open garage doors. The mechanics, or mustelids, look rough around the edges, covered in grease and smeared in oil. They keep a close eye on us as we walk down the block, murmuring in a language I don't understand. I don't feel very welcome. That's making sure we're not a threat. Those in communities like these have to look after their own. So when a strange group of varmints wanders their turf, it's natural to assume there'll be trouble. I can understand being cautious of outsiders, but members of their own species. Eventually we reach the last shop at the very edge of town. The sign reads Johnny's, written in flaming red and yellow letters, complete with a cartoon motorcycle painted underneath. Ah, isn't this place cool? At least we know what we're getting into. I can definitely imagine a younger Ken spending all his time here. We head inside and immediately get hit with the smell of fresh paint. Yeah, you two again. And you brought a friend. A mangy-looking male raccoon mans the checkout counter. Wheelless motorcycles hang from the ceiling, suspended by chains. Hi, I'm guessing you're Johnny? At least this one's got some braids. What are you doing back so soon, Gramps? I assume you're referring to me, punk. Bingo. Hey, these tailpieces aluminium? Never seen such shiny ones. The raccoon lets the question hang in the air before replying in a flat voice. Polished chrome. Smells lightweight but much more durable than aluminium. Cool. Anyway, here to check on the bike. With how much of the deposit you wanted up front, I'd hope it was mostly done by now. He scoffs and grabs something behind the desk as he stands up. You're not seen, are you? I said 3 days and I meant 3 days. Alright, but... Johnny sighs and hobbles around the counter, leaning on a cane. It takes me a second to realise he's got a prosthetic leg. It's about him, right? You mean... Yes. Yeah, I probably want him out of your hair as soon as possible. Can't blame you, he's nothing but trouble. Hasn't been easy with me either. Those are town things I was involved, and the cops come around at least twice a day to make sure he's not hiding in the back. Now, I'm going to tell you how to do your job, son. The second that bike is finished, I need you to call us. Here's the number of our suite. He whistles and takes Jesse's card, stashing it behind his ear. I'd like to use that money for something nice. I call from payphone. Name will be Finn, capiche? Damn, you had a fake name ready to go. We need to have a long talk about role models, boy. Everyone quiets down. The engine idles in the garage out back, begging me to break the awkward silence. What did he do? Johnny's eyes go wide. You stuck your neck out from without even knowing the whole deal? He starts inching towards me, his metal legs scraping across the tiled floor. Idiot. You won't hesitate to touch the other side if you get in his way. I got lucky. Tap. I got off with just losing a leg. Who knows what it'll do to you? Jesus. You're... He burst into laughter, dropping his cane to lean against the counter. Sorry, it's just... Every time a new person sees the leg, I have to make up a new story about it. Truth is, that's one of this. Me and Ken are just childhood friends. Wait, so the story it told us was... hogwash? Yeah, sorry. I bend down to return his cane, but he waves me away, slowly crouching to get it himself. For all I know, you have to ask him. It's his story to tell, not mine. He told me before leaving it wasn't murder one. He used to be cool, but I'm not getting wrapped up in anything that could lose me in this shop. I get it. Thank you. Why the hell are you thanking him? Gave us all the runaround. You'd do the same thing to keep Colt safe, wouldn't you? Right. Ah, fine. God, he's so cool. I'm suddenly compelled to spend money. Dagnabbit, fine. One thing, but keep it under $10. We still got a budget on a trip back to Route 44, remember? He nods and runs off like a kid in a candy shop. His smile never fails to melt my heart. You're afraid to look around. If you're going to spend a lot of time on the road, you need safer gear than that. He points to my slightly tattered shirt. Where's that? Cotton? You'll be a meat crayon seconds you keep up like that. What? Don't think too hard about it. We'll figure something out. Johnny gives us a nod and hobbles back around to sit at his perch. He's friendly and he lets on, that's for sure. I can imagine how he and Ken were as kids, terrorising the town and driving their noisy bikes up and down their precious paved roads. Maybe little chaos isn't so bad once in a while. Cole comes running to the front with some iron-on patches and metal doodads. Jesse sighs in disapproval as Johnny rings him up for a price that makes me double take. Jeez, talk about a racket. How do you afford to maintain your bikes without steady work? Like I told you, us road folk are like one big family. We hold each other up when we need something. When that doesn't work, there's always someone willing to pay for us for odd jobs. Some stuff is better suited to out of town since we don't ask questions. Ah, been there. That's why I knew you'd be a good company, Craig. You didn't judge us when we first met. You're sort of good in us. I dig my heel in the dirt, not sure what to say. I've always been told that being overly trusting was a bad quality of mine. I just think everyone deserves a fair shake. Even Ken? Even Ken, to a certain extent. I looked at John, who's been pretending to read a magazine this whole time. His yellow eyes peek over the edge with curiosity. You know better than I do, so feel free to call me a fool. He thinks for a minute, tapping his claws against his wooden leg. He's difficult. Troubled. He's a nose for trouble. Things are only going to get worse if you stick around him. I see. But I gotta say, I ain't never met a more loyal son of a bitch in my whole life. She can put up with everything else in chum kindness. Who knows? Maybe y'all can meet the real him. I think I've seen enough, personally. Yeah, I'd rather keep my hide. Yeah. Well, what happens? I see some new faces around the shop. Once things with Ken blow over, come stay a while. Don't you mean if things blow over? He shakes his head, chuckling grimly. Yeah, not this time. Right, come on, gang. He waves us off as he leaves, sadness creeping across his face. Wait, Possum, come here. Huh? You know what it is, yeah? Give him this next time you see him. He takes my hand and places a folded piece of paper into it. Don't let anyone else read it. That includes you. I want to show him this once you're ready to part ways. Shit's about to go down. I'll make sure he gets it. Good luck, Poss. I mean it. I exit the shop, that tiny note sits in my pocket like a 1-ton weight. Walking up to the pair, I catch them mid-conversation. Oh boy, then things are worse than I thought. We gotta stay away from that cat as much as we can. Any further involvement, we're liable to pay the price. Got here, y'all? Don't want to tell me twice. He clears his throat and I stall. Might as well have just said, got it, Grey? Look, I'm happy hanging out with you guys, but I'm still my own person. I want to see him, I will. You're not going to make me choose. That's something I have to decide for myself. You're right. We can't make you. You wouldn't be right. Do what makes you happy, Grey. We have at least one last day together, whatever you decide. One day, huh? I blink away a stray tear. I really hate goodbyes. I shouldn't have thought of this as a vacation. Their lives have been derailed because of me. They show me a level of kindness I don't deserve. And that's where we're going to leave Burrows for now. At the moment, I think we probably have one more video on Ken's route before we reach the current pause in that one, and then we can go back to Mark's route if we have one there, and then we'll see how things are going whenever that is. But I hope you're enjoying this. Yeah, there's a lot more to see as well. I'm only giving you the hints of it. There are more routes and more options. I know the author recommends you go through everything to get the full story, which is definitely interesting, but a bit beyond what I can do. So that's a good reason to go and download Burrows for yourself and play it. And next weekend, we're going from rather creepy small town America. Is there honestly any other kind of small town America? I don't know. Everything I've seen looks really creepy. We are returning to the far less creepy outer space. Yes, we're back in finite space next weekend. So a bit of change in genre and mood for that one. So hope to see you then. And as always, before I go on to say thank you to all my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon. I appreciate you all for everything you do. And my top patrons are Andy Peng, Aaron Fox, Bastian, Yeka, Ryan Hall, Gowis Visser, Dissonance, Exac, Grizz, Harvest Mouse Productions, Radek Orwell, Evan King, Kartek, Matt Kenya, Mario Cervantes, Mohammed Al-Zamel, Omar, Rafu, Spiderlings, Muto, Tiger Cub, and Ara Amaterasu. Thank you especially to all of you, my top patrons. And I'm still working on things for the channel. People are busy, I've been busy, but I hope to get things moving soon. I need to take more time off work really so I can actually do some proper work on this channel when I'm not stressed. But that will be coming up over the next couple of months or so. But for now, this has been Burrows. I'll see you next week for Infinite Space. Thanks for watching.